first stop of the 2020 Men's World Tour begins with stage 1 of the Santos Tour Down Under. 150 kilometres broken down into 5 30-kilometre circuits starting and finishing in Tanunda. The ominously named Breakneck Hill features on the circuit, with King of the Mountains points awarded on the second and fourth time round, but at only 400 metres long, it's unlikely to unsettle the sprinters too much, and we should see the likes of Caleb Ewan, Elia Viviani and Sam Bennett going head to head for the first ochre jersey of the race. Defending ochre jersey from 2019, Daryl Impey set an early throwdown to his GC competitors, swiping the first intermediate sprint of the day after 15 kilometres. And it wasn't long after that we've had our first breakaway of the race. A quartet of riders featuring Joey Roskopf of CCC, Michael Storer of Sunweb, Dylan Sunderland of NTT, and Jared Drisners riding for the All-Australian UniSA team, who'd take the first King of the Mountains points at kilometre 46. And he wasn't done there. 30 kilometres later, he'd go on to win the second and final intermediate sprint of the day. With 2 laps remaining, the time gap was 1 minute and 30 seconds as the peloton crossed the finish line, Cofidis leading the way with De Koning Quickstep and Lotto Soudal in close attendance. Ahead, Roskopf attacked with 55 kilometres still to go. He's a real workhorse of the peloton and a double US national time trial champion, but today he was eyeing the polka dot jersey. He muscled his way to the line at kilometre 106 to take the bonuses, but with he and Drisner's level on 5 points apiece, we'd have to wait until the finish to let Countback decide who gets to wear the jersey tomorrow. The American didn't seem too keen on taking on a fresh peloton on the first proper day of racing this year, and he was quickly absorbed just before we came around for the 5th and final lap. The body language of the pack changing in an instant, Lotto Soudal motivated and ready to execute their lead-out train in support of Caleb Ewan, who looked mightily impressive at the Schwalbe Classic a couple of days ago. Positioning very important on the run-in, especially with the speeds already so high. As well as sprinters setting up for the win, we also had GC riders in the mix. Richie Porte well protected by world champion Mads Pedersen, as Ian Stannard of Ineos hit the front to drive the pace. Perhaps Chris Lawless could deliver a win for the British squad. In the finale though, it was De Koning Quickstep and Michael Murku, the Danish champion, setting up the sprint for new signing Sam Bennett. The Irishman was dropped off just under 200 metres to go. There he goes on the right hand side of your picture, Jasper Philipsen of UAE on the left. It was a close run thing, but Bennett just edged it. Instant payback for his new team De Koning Quickstep. His talent in the sprint is no secret whatsoever, and with the personnel at his disposal for the Belgian super team, this could be a year to remember for the Irish national champion. You can see from the aerial shot that Philipsen got the better acceleration, but Bennett's power held all the way to the line as the Belgian faded towards the end. Eric Basker on sprint duty for Bennett's former team Bora Hansgrohe will hopefully be encouraged by a 3rd place finish today. And you can tell it's a hard and fast sprint when the riders don't even dare to take their hands off the bars in celebration. It was a big win for Bennett. Here is your top 10, and Viviani, Greipel and Ewan not quite able to compete today, although there will be plenty more chances for them to shine this week. So too for Christopher Halverson, his EF team were up there at the finish, and Sam Welsford of UniSE, definitely one to watch later this week. 10 seconds in time bonuses at the line means Bennett takes the overall lead too, and your standings after stage 1 look like this. Daryl Impey slotting into 4th at 7 seconds, on the same time as Jared Drisners, who would finish ahead of Roskopf at the finish to take that polka dot jersey. Tomorrow, a tale of 2 circuits, 4 laps around the start town of Woodside, followed by a foray into the Adelaide Hills and a further 3 laps of the familiar loop between Myler and Stirling. With over 2,300 metres of elevation in 138 kilometres, the sprinters will really have to graft for the win tomorrow, especially with a cruel uphill drag to the line that could suit someone more like Daryl Impey, Jay McCarthy or even Diego Ulisi, whose talents have suited this type of finish in the past. Don't forget to subscribe to GCN Racing to make sure you don't miss an intriguing second stage.